My wife confessed she cheated, and I'm disgusted by how I responded. I'm a 41-year-old man. My wife, who's 37, and I have been married for 13 years. We have 3 kids together. For months now, I've had my suspicions. Something felt off. She travels frequently for work, 3 to 4 days every month. During these trips, she's always busy. She avoids video calls, rarely answers voice calls at night, and when she comes back, she's different. Cold, distant, and her phone? She guards it like her life depends on it. Despite my doubts, I tried to handle things differently. Instead of accusing her, I showered her with love. When she came back from her trips, I greeted her with flowers, sometimes even gifts. I showed her how much I missed her, and how much the kids missed her too. And that's when it happened. She broke down and confessed. It started with a question I never expected. Why are you so good to me? I'm trying to push you away, and you're doing this to me? Then she burst into tears. She admitted everything. For the past 4 months, she's been having an affair with a much younger colleague, someone she travels with. And me? I just sat there, empty. No yelling, no anger, no accusations. I didn't call her names or demand explanations. Instead, I said something that haunts me now. If this is what you want, then more power to you. Then I smiled and walked away. I went to watch a football match, pretending like she hadn't just destroyed our marriage. What kind of reaction was that? What kind of man am I? I don't even have some cuckold kink to justify it. I'm spiraling, trying to understand why I reacted this way. Maybe I always felt she was settling for me. Maybe I've been manipulated into thinking I don't deserve better. The days that followed were awkward. I stayed late at the office, avoiding home as much as I could. And then last night, she did something that shocked me even more. She offered sex. And instead of walking away, instead of screaming at her, I just let it happen. She was wild, passionate, like she thought it would somehow make up for what she did. But I felt nothing. Tonight, after putting the kids to bed, she said we need to talk. She wants to discuss where we go from here. But I'm still numb. I don't know how to feel. I don't even know what to say. I guess that's why I'm sharing this here. Because right now, I'm lost. And while I know strangers on the internet can't tell me what to feel, I just needed to get this off my chest. I thought my husband was cheating, so I followed him on a work trip, but he wasn't. Now what? I'm a 26-year-old woman, married to my 27-year-old husband. We've been together for 5 years, married for just over 3, and we have a beautiful baby boy who's almost 2. We've been talking about having another child soon, and honestly, our marriage has always felt amazing. There's emotional connection, physical intimacy, and he's a great father. But now, I think I've ruined it all. It all started 3 weeks ago. A friend of mine, someone who works in the same department as my husband, called me out of the blue. She told me my husband had a work wife, someone our age who recently joined his team. She showed me pictures and videos of them together, and while none of it seemed alarming, it all looked like normal coworker interactions. Her words planted a seed of doubt. I confronted my husband about it. He laughed, reassured me it was all work-related, and told me there was nothing to worry about. And honestly, I believed him. I even told my friend to stop bringing it up. But she didn't stop. Every day, she would text me updates. They're doing this or they're doing that. And still, no proof. Nothing suspicious, no hidden texts, no secretive behavior, nothing to suggest he was cheating. But then one night, he came home with a bottle of red wine. There was a sticky note attached. "Congratulations on the promotion," it read. And at the end of the note, there was a heart. I lost it. For the first time in our marriage, I accused him of cheating. I said horrible things, things I can never take back. He denied it all. And when I calmed down, I realized I had no proof. He was still the same loving, attentive husband and father he'd always been. I apologized the next day and we made up. But the doubt, it lingered. This week he went on a work trip, just 3 days. And guess what? The work wife was going too. My friend's words haunted me. If they're going to do something, this is their chance. So I did something terrible. I followed him. I rented a car, tracked his location, and watched from a distance. For 3 days, I spied on my own husband. I saw him work, have drinks with his colleagues at dinner, and return to his hotel room alone. every single night. He even called me before bed, just like he always does. When he came home, I had his favorite meal waiting. I hugged him tighter than ever, relieved beyond words that he was loyal. But now, the guilt is eating me alive. My best friend, the only person who knows what I did, is giving me an ultimatum. Either I tell my husband what I did, or she will. I know what I did was wrong. I knew it was wrong while I was doing it. But now, I don't know how to fix this. How do I confess to betraying his trust when all he's done is love and support me? How do I make this right? My wife has been cheating on me with multiple partners for 2 years. I'm in shock right now. I need advice. I feel like my world is falling apart. I'm 40 years old. My wife is 37. We've been married for 10 years. We even recently celebrated our anniversary. We have 2 amazing kids who mean everything to me. But something has been wrong. Since the beginning of the year, my wife has been acting strangely. She's irritable. She avoids me, and our intimacy almost non-existent. Some days she's happy. Other days she's completely on edge. Sometimes she's an amazing mother. Other times she seems like she wishes our kids had never been born. I thought it was just stress, or maybe something going on at work. But then, everything changed. Recently I had to see a urologist because of a urinary tract infection. The tests revealed something I never expected: an STD. Let me be clear. I've never been with anyone other than my wife since we started dating. So this was a shock. Right now, my wife is away at a business seminar. But after what I discovered, I'm questioning everything. Out of desperation, I did something I never thought I would do. I read her diaries. She's kept them for over a decade, and I always respected her privacy. But this time, I had to know. And what I found broke me. For the past 2 years, she's been having affairs with multiple partners. One of those affairs lasted over a year. And part of the reason she's been so irritable lately? Her lover moved on to someone else. But it doesn't stop there. I also discovered she has a secret Tinder account. She's been meeting men regularly behind my back. I feel like my entire marriage has been a lie. I'm devastated, lost, unsure of what to do next. How do I even begin to process this betrayal? I need to protect my kids. They're my entire world, and I don't want them to suffer because of her choices. Should I confront her immediately? Should I consult a lawyer first? I don't even know where to start. My wife is cheating on me, and she has no idea I know. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm a 35-year-old man, married to my wife, also 35, and we have 3 beautiful kids together. We've been together for 11 years, married for 9. For the past decade, we've been living in Asia because of my job. On the outside, our life looks perfect. A happy marriage, loving parents, a dream life. But recently, I discovered the unthinkable. My wife is cheating on me. She has no idea that I know. And while she carries on as if nothing's wrong, I've been silently making my plans. To give you some context, our relationship seemed perfect. We were intimate 4 to 5 times a week. We spent so much time together, and she always told me she was happy. I never saw this coming. Not a single complaint, not a single argument, nothing to suggest she was unhappy. And that makes the betrayal cut even deeper. But I'm not sitting idly by. Today, I met with a lawyer to figure out my options. Let me tell you, it's complicated. Here's the good news. Everything we own, our money, our cars, our property, it's all in my name. Legally, it belongs to me. But the real issue is our kids. If we divorce, my wife can't stay in this country unless she finds a job or relies on short-term tourist visas. But if she takes the kids back to Europe, I could lose custody. My lawyer advised me to act fast. He told me to secure the kids' passports, which I've already done, and start DNA tests to confirm paternity. Tomorrow. That's the first thing I'll do. Meanwhile, my wife is clueless. She's acting like nothing has changed. Earlier today, she apologized for being mad at me because I was busy meeting the lawyer. Can you believe that? She even tried to kiss me tonight. But I can't. I can't even look at her the same way anymore. I'm waiting for the right moment, when I have everything I need to confront her. And when that moment comes, I'll expose everything. Her lies, her betrayal, and him, the man she's been seeing. This isn't easy. It's taking everything I have to hold it together. But I'm doing this for my kids, for their future, and for my dignity. Thank you to everyone who has supported me through this. Your advice has meant the world to me. This journey isn't over, but I'm ready to fight. I got a paternity test on my son, behind my wife's back. 2 years ago, my wife and I were blessed with a baby boy. The day he was born should have been the happiest of my life, but when I first saw him, something felt off. Our son didn't look like us. Blonde hair, bright blue eyes, fair skin. I tried to ignore it. Babies change, right? People told me his hair will darken, his eyes will turn brown, so I waited. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and then 2 years. But nothing changed. His blonde hair stayed just as bright. His blue eyes got even more vibrant. His skin, still as light as the day he was born. Here's the thing. I'm Mexican and my wife is Colombian. We both have darker skin tones, dark brown eyes, and black hair. Everyone in our families has dark features. So how could our son look like this? At first, I tried not to overthink it, but then came the comments. Are you sure he's yours? Is he the mailman's kid? One day at the park, someone even asked me if I was babysitting. And my wife? She'd just laugh when people joked about it. They're just teasing, she'd say. But to me, it wasn't funny. It stung. The doubt started to grow. I had no evidence, no reason to think my wife had cheated, other than my son's appearance. But it ate away at me. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't focus. Everywhere I went, those doubts followed me. What if he's not mine? Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. One day, without telling my wife, I took my son for a paternity test. When I got the results, my hands were trembling as I opened them. My heart was racing, and there it was, in black and white. He is 100% mine. Relief washed over me, the weight of doubt gone. I wanted to show the results to everyone who'd ever made a comment or a joke. I wanted to tell the world, yes, he's my son. But that relief didn't last. That night, I casually asked my wife, would you be mad if I ever got a paternity test? Her reaction shook me. She looked at me, hurt, and said, why would you ever think I'd cheat on you? That kind of doubt, it would destroy my trust in you. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. She was right. I had no reason to doubt her. She had never given me a single reason to think she was unfaithful. Now, instead of doubting my son, I feel guilty. I feel like an insecure, untrusting husband. Should I tell her what I did? Should I confess and risk our marriage? Or should I keep this secret buried forever? What would you do?